All right, guys, it's Jahlon, and this weekend is a huge milestone for Intrepid Studios. We are finally getting to the point where they're ready to take down the NDA so we can start showcasing Alpha 1. Now, this video isn't a discussion on if this is a good idea or a bad idea. We've already done that video. That's in the upper right-hand corner if you want to check that out. Instead, what we're doing right now, Intrepid Studios has made the decision. We're going to get behind that. We're going to support it. And the best way I can do that is to sort of temper your expectations for the weekend. Now, the first thing I want to say is this is not a finished game. This is a developmental alpha. This is not a content alpha. This is not a content test. So when you see the footage this weekend and you want to jump in there and say, this looks so unfinished, I want to tell you right now, you are exactly correct. This does look unfinished because it is unfinished. I want to make sure to call out a few specific things about what you will see in testing this weekend and what you won't see, just so I can keep your expectations properly managed. You will see 4 races. You will see the Kalar, the Valoon, the Empyreans, and the Dunir. You won't see the Pyre Elves, the Nakua Dwarves. You won't see either of the Orc races, and you won't see the Talnar. None of these races have been abandoned. They just aren't in this testing. We have been told once the 4 races that are currently being used in testing are finished, once those pipelines are established, they will start to work on the others. We have been told, all you Orc fans out there, we will see the Orc by the end of this year. During this testing, you will only see 3 primary archetypes. You will see the tank, the cleric, and the mage. We have been told previously that ranger is coming, followed by the fighter, then the rogue, and then summoner and bard. You will also only see testing up to level 15. The level cap for Ashes of Creation at launch is set to be level 50, but for this testing environment, the level cap is set at 15. You'll also see the combat system in an ever-changing state of development. In the last few weeks, Intrepid has deployed the passive system and has begun integrating that into the game. As of our most recent test, we now have access to both multiple points per ability and selecting passives. It's also the first time we've had a hard limit on the number of points we get. For the first few months of testing, you could basically get enough points to get every skill that your archetype had access to. Now you have to make some serious choices. I also want to show you this map. You will see that there are 9 nodes, 4 dungeons, and a world boss, which may not seem like a lot of content, but I can tell you that there is enough to keep you busy, especially with how the quests work and the really well done sort of D&D style questing. But what I can share with you is on the new map, there are a lot more icons, 6 or 7 more dungeon areas, several other little camps and holdouts, and several landmarks have been noted. Sadly, you'll have to wait until Friday to see the updated map to see how much stuff they've added, since the visual NDA still is in place. You'll also see the Siege mode. Recently, Intrepid has been making a lot of changes to Siege mode, including the new gear vendors for higher level gear. They've made tweaks and changes to the Siege equipment, the ranges, the distances. There's a lot of things going on in Siege mode, and I know Intrepid wants to get that refined, because as that gets refined, that should showcase very well. Want to remind you that of this Siege mode, this is a very early iteration. Nothing you see about this Siege mode is the final version, so there are going to be a lot of changes. There's a lot of opportunity to provide feedback. Finally, I want to let you know that you are going to see bugs, glitches, errors, crashes. That is what you're here for. You're here to endure all that, to provide feedback to Intrepid on what you see and on what you experience. For anyone who's going to be looking at Ashes of Creation this weekend, I want to remind you that this may not showcase as well as some other alphas you have been used to. Games like ArcAge, Revelation Online, Sword of Legends Online, when they say they are in alpha, they are oftentimes games that have launched somewhere in the world and are now in localization, basically translation and cash shop authorization for the Western world. I want to remind people that just because Ashes of Creation is hitting Alpha 1 this weekend, that does not mean launch is right around the corner. There is still a lot of work to do on Ashes of Creation, and we are probably years, yes, multiple years, away from launch. The good news is Intrepid is back in their studio. They are onboarding a lot of people, and if the back-end testing for this alpha goes well, then future iterations should start to speed up. If you are a tester, make sure you read the known issues, make sure you report everything. No bug is too small. Make sure you take good notes, that you try to reproduce the bug, and then give the QA team a short, concise write-up. If they need to know more, they know how to find you. With that, guys, I want to let you know that I will be streaming a lot this weekend. I'm going to be streaming most of Friday afternoon and evening, and then I'll be back on Saturday morning and on Sunday, doing as much video recording as I can, doing as much streaming as I can, doing my Ashes 101 show, answering all your questions. If you need something between now and then, or you need something over the weekend, you can get me on Discord. I'm Jahlon, #0001, or you can check out Ashes 101 for kind of catching all up and getting all of your informational needs. I will see you guys live on Twitch this weekend.
I say, Sprocket, we've reached the end of another video. Time to thank the sponsors. Yes, that will do, that will do. Shall we pop off for a spot of tea?